Good morning and welcome to the MAC weather page for this Thursday, July 28th. And you can see out there this morning we got some fog. We had some rain around the area yesterday, and then with some clearing last night, that allowed some pretty good radiational cooling. And thus we got fog, especially in some of those areas that did get rain. If we take a look at the normals for the day, our normal high is 82, the normal low is 58. And if we look at the conditions across the area yesterday, temperatures mainly in the mid to upper 80s, real close to 90 in a few spots, 89 degrees at Breckenridge, Lansing, and at Jasper. In fact, Jasper 89.9, so just missing one of their 90-degree days yesterday. You can see Breckenridge is the only reporting station that picked up any measurable precipitation. I'm sure there were at least trace amounts and certainly some heavier pockets of rain, especially across the center part of the state yesterday. We picked up 100th of an inch here in Breckenridge. If we take a look at the satellite this morning, you can see we have a system that's going to be moving north into the Ohio Valley, and then we got some showers and thunder showers off to the north in between where we did get some clearing skies. We've got that fog out there this morning. And if we look at that on the fog product, you can see it goes from 10 miles visibility all the way down to a mile and even less than a mile here at Ransom Road. Right now we're down to about a quarter to a half mile in visibility, and it's pretty patchy, so do be careful out there on the roadways this morning. You can see on radar some of that showers and thunder showers off to the northwest. Can't see the ones very well off to the southwest, but again, they'll converge, and I think it will be an overrunning setup that could give, especially southern lower Michigan, as it looks right now, some fairly decent amount of rainfall. Possibly around a third to maybe a half inch, and we'll look at some of the model outputs at the end of the forecast. And you can see the Gratiot County windmills there with all the ground clutter there and the turbulence. No actual showers and thunder showers in the area. If we look at the conditions currently around the state, around the MAC area, you can see mainly in the mid 60s for the most part, and dew points are up there pretty high as well. That's why we got some of that fog out there. Yesterday at this time we had a southerly wind flow with temperatures mainly in the mid 60s. Today we're still in about the mid 60s, but notice the winds now out of the north and northeast. And again, that's going to help pile up and create some convergence along that front that came through yesterday. And as the warm air tries to move a little farther north, we could get some overrunning precipitation. In fact, the Canadian kind of goes hog wild with some of the precipitation. And we'll show you that again just in a few minutes. On the weather map this morning, you can see low pressure system near the northeast corner of Missouri coming in Illinois. That's going to move east-northeast through the Ohio Valley, and that'll create some overrunning again with precipitation breaking out later on across southern lower Michigan into tonight. In fact, over the next 4 days, we expect that frontal boundary to remain pretty stationary in the central Ohio Valley. If we look at the forecast map for Friday morning, another low pressure system now coming up very slowly along that front. And again, that'll create, especially over the southern part of the state, chance of showers and thunderstorms. You can see a Canadian high pressure is going to try to keep that precipitation south. So it's going to be a battle on the models as which model is more correct in where the placement of these features are. But again, the farther south you are, the better chance of precipitation here over the next couple of days. And you can see by Saturday morning that low pressure is still tracking up that front, a number of ways of low pressure tracking up that front off to our south. And again, creating at least a chance for the southern part of the state to pick up more showers and thunder showers. Again, it won't be a washout. Many hours will be dry and it'll be in the 80s, so it'll be a very summer-like pattern. And again, we'll just have to see who gets the most rainfall out of this. Looking at the growing degree progress compared to other years, you can see Blissfield, again, many of our areas about 2 to 3 weeks later planting this year than last year. But you can see despite that, we've already exceeded in Blissfield the growing degree numbers for this point of the season compared to the last several years. And Breckenridge, very much the same, a late start as far as a 50% plant date. But we're actually creeping up on normal and probably go above normal here over the next couple of weeks. And as far as Brown City, again, well ahead of the pace set by previous years for this time, as well as Newaygo. So again, we're in great shape as far as growing degree days. Again, we just need to keep getting some better moisture, hopefully. And if we look at the 20-year progress in Breckenridge, only 4 years warmer at this point than we are this year. So a very warm year so far, and we expect that to continue. As far as precipitation from the WPC over the next 3 days, 72 hours, they're calling for about the best chance of precipitation, the farther south you get in the state, as we've been talking about, lesser off to the north. And if we look at the forecast, you can see for today, low to mid 80s. Tomorrow will be in the upper 70s, as well as Saturday to the low 80s. And then we begin to warm up a little bit as we get towards the end of the weekend. Sunday right now looks like the best day with lots of sunshine, low to mid 80s. And then we'll be in the mid and upper 80s as we get towards Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, maybe even a couple of 90-degree days. So the heat's coming back, and we have at least a 30-40% chance of thunderstorms over the next 3 days. Again, the best chance south. You can see some of the individual models. The European and the Canadian are the most aggressive with that overrunning precipitation. Look at the Canadian trying to pump out over 2 inches of rain around the Breckenridge area and about 2.25 in Blissfield. And that's what we've got here when we look at north to south. We're kind of looking at the central Michigan area and the southeast lower Michigan area. And you can see, though, most of the models, the GFS, the WPC, and the Navy NOGAPs, all under 1/3 of an inch over the next several days across all the area. But again, we'll watch to see if the European or the Canadian kind of score an upset with predicting much more in the way of rainfall. Thanks for stopping by and have yourself a great day, and 73s to all.